Right, here we are a week later, and I've got the main body together now. Needed quite a bit of filler down the sort of side parts because you had to stick the flooring in after you'd put the wing half and the bottom of the fuselage together, so there was gaps, and you can still see a little bit of a gap there which I'll probably have to sort of touch up. Looks messy, but it's a very thin coat of Mr. White Putty on here, so I've just got to file this down. I've got the main arm on here painted and the gun. The interior is all painted, ready for the pilot to go in, and there he is. Again, quite happy with this actually. It's turned out better than I'd hoped. It's not a great pilot anyway, but you know, you can make things out. He's wearing goggles, he's got a big fluffy scarf around him, he's got the leather jacket, green trousers. You know, you can see the harness buttons I managed to paint relatively well. Gave him, he's a bit shiny at the moment, I've just got to give him a dull coat, but other than that I'm really happy with him. So again, I still haven't got any flesh colours, which makes him a bit pale. That's why you can't really see him that well, his face anyway. Yeah, really happy with him. What else have I got done? The undercarriage is painted. I've got the wheels done, and just a few areas where the black hasn't quite covered the orange. I'm really happy with this. Use the technique what Chris and Alex from Chris and Alex Modelling showed, which was masking, cutting out a circle and then cutting a slit up it to get that exact shape, and it actually worked really well, so really chuffed with that result. What else we got? I haven't done anything on the propeller yet. I've got the back, not wheel as such, it's more like a hook that runs along the grounds. The side steps have been painted, so they are ready to go on. I've had a very light coat of white on here. It's very thin, so you can still see the primer underneath. For that, I've had a play around with greens, and I think this is not far off. It's the I think it's cockpit green, so it's the closest green I had to the actual box art. So once I get a couple of greens on that, that should be fine. The engine has turned out really well. I was really happy with the engine actually. Just the grey primer, then a thin coat of black, so that the black built up in the ridges of the cylinders. That gave a nice effect, and I was almost happy with that. But what I did was I got a pencil and just scratched it along all the high parts. It just gave it that sort of metallic finish. I'll try and sort of give a better shot. There we are. So I'm really happy with that. Really happy. So that's going to look nice. So if I just put the camera down for a second, if it does stand. So engine. See if I put it the right way. Oh no, I did. There we go. And then the cowling goes on, so that on here you can see the engine cowling. A load of sanding down to get that cowling to go on nice and smooth and not be a massive gap. So you can see the joint, but you can see it in the picture. So obviously that cowling comes off. I've just got to tidy up the bottom of that. That is going to need some filling down the edges of the cowling, and to sort of marry up the two, because that is, if you look, that is relatively, slightly, let me just try and adjust that. There you go, so that's perfect now, perfectly aligned, but there's still a gap that I've got to just put some putty in, just to fill those gaps down there, and you can see there's a big gap that needs to be done down the front. So once that's done, I've then got to put the holes in, which are already pre-defined on there. So that's it. I haven't got rid of the, because this is a textured finish, I don't think you can really see it on the camera. But if I file those injector pin marks down, I'm just going to have this like flat surface area. So it's a bit of a trade-off really. You can see them, but you know, there's none on the surface. So yeah, I'll leave it at that, I think. So yeah, once the main bit I'm going to work on now is the hull, and then once that's done, give it another quick spray of primer, and then get the green coat on, and get all the bits on. So it should be quite quick after this. So fingers crossed, I will get it in time for the cut off. And then just as a quick side on there, the other parts of the wheels, the reverse side of the wheels, so painting those separately. So yeah, I'm going to crack on with that and I'll be right back.